This session is on EPCC arts programs featuring EPCC music, dance, arts, and theater. This session will be recorded so that you may come back to it later if you need, and so others who may have missed out on today's events will be able to come and watch it. Thank you. So now, at this time, please mute your mics for the best sound experience, otherwise the feedback could interfere with information we will be sharing today. Without further ado, I'll pass it on to Dr. Yasmin Flores so that we may begin.
Hi, everybody. My name is Yasmin Flores, and I'm from the music department here at El Paso Community College. How is everybody doing today? I know some of you are at the Border Learning Conference today at Mission Del Paso. Hello, Della Truman. Nice to see you. Welcome from Northwest. Fantastic. And yes, thank you, Patricia. I have the power to move the slides. Thank you. Yes. So I want to talk a little bit about music, and we're just going to kind of go around the room from one department to the next. We're going to start with music, and then I have my two colleagues with me here today. That is Dr. Melissa Garola, who is the Via Verde coordinator, and our district-wide coordinator, Dr. Alina Vasquez from Trans Mountain. So they are on the call as well. And they may want to turn on their cameras if they can, but they're at the Border Learning Conference today. So, okay, so I'm going to move ahead, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we have going on today. And I'm going to probably mute my teams because otherwise I'm going to get all the bells and whistles. So, okay, I've already introduced you to the coordinators. Let's jump into the degree plan today. I want to talk about the music program, our degree, etc. And let's see here. So first of all, Dr. Alina Vasquez, here she is with 2 Z's. She's our district-wide, and she is on the call, although I know she's also listening to a presentation at Border Learning Conference. And so highly accomplished, as well as our Via Verde coordinator, Dr. Melissa Garola, and she is specific to Via Verde, and she's also terrific. She is a vocalist, and Dr. Vasquez is a cello player or a cellist. So, and this is me. I went to school, and we all went to school in various places all around the U.S. and so forth, and we're very lucky to be here at EPCC, and we've enjoyed ourselves quite a bit. So this year, I am the faculty advisor for music. And so as a part of my job, it's to reach out to not only students, and I don't know if I have any students on here today, maybe not, but also to others that advise for music, such as counselors or even librarians, because I know a lot of our librarians do talk to students about enrolling, about registration, doing the Apply Texas, etc. So let's talk a little bit about the music degree plan for 2023 and 2024. Now, this is pretty small print. Let me see. I don't know if I can magnify it for you. Let's see. I don't think I can. I don't know if you have the power to magnify it on your end, but I am clicking on that little magnifying glass. Let's take a look at the first semester of our music degree. And basically, 14 credit hours is what we recommend. Now, every student is unique. Many of our students come in with transferred credits, either from dual credit and early college, or they come in with credits from other institutions. And so that being said, it's one of those things where we have to sort of figure out what's best for the student. So many of our students are actually part-time students. This is the ideal quintessential full-time schedule for students. As you can see, that includes a summer session that you'll see in several of the degrees, because it's a lot of credit hours for one semester. So let me specifically address an interesting issue with music. And the big question that is asked for several of these degree plans is the multidisciplinary track. A lot of counselors and even students are very tempted to take the multidisciplinary track, the AA, in the multidisciplinary, because that allows for a lot of electives. And so with that, they're able to take a lot of music courses, but not all of the music courses that they need to fulfill the AA. So what happens there is they wind up taking a lot of their basics, and then sometimes they wind up taking classes that they're not going to need on the bachelor's degree. So this was something that we addressed a couple of years ago when we were talking to counselors here at EPCC, and the question that comes up is a lot of times is these students that are actually taking multidisciplinary. Well, again, the real fear is that they would waste financial aid or tuition money on courses that they don't necessarily need for the eventual bachelor's that they would get at that they would eventually get at another institution. So here I have the UTEP music, what's it called? The degree plan, just the beginning, the freshman semester. And you can see, so what's interesting about music is we are called an inverted degree plan. We do not do the entire core like other degree plans do. We're a little strange that way. And so because of that, we start our music courses right off the bat. So it's not a matter of taking your basics and then jumping into music. That's actually a very bad idea for music. And they do the same thing at UTEP. So that's what that slide was for. So here's what happens when you take too many basics at UTEP. And if my colleagues are on the line and they would like to jump in, I'm just going to kind of run through here and check if they're logged in. Yes, I do have both of my colleagues. If either of you want to talk about too many basics, taking too many basics at EPCC and how they would be part-time at UTEP. I don't know if they can log in. And they're logged in. I don't know if they're, oh, there she is. There's Alina. Hi, Alina.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm in a very echoey space.
Oh, okay. All right. So can you explain to everybody why taking all your basics here at EPCC would be an issue when you get to UTEP, trying to be full-time?
Yes. So when you get to UTEP, you'll find that you're basically behind. All of the music courses that you should have taken are now going to take you longer. So you've basically put yourself at a disadvantage where it's going to take you much longer to get through the requirements.
And I know some of our disciplines in the fine arts don't realize that. So we just had a reaction from one of our colleagues in dance. So yeah, if you take all the basics here at EPCC, when you get to UTEP, you have no choice but to be part-time. And then that being said, also, if you didn't start off by taking our music theory 1, sight singing 1, the lessons, the ensembles here, then you're going to wind up still having to take 4 years at the 4-year college, because you cannot double up on the ensembles. They are consecutive. You can't take them concurrent. So I can't enroll in choir 1 and choir 2 at the same time to hurry up and take them, if that makes sense. You have to take those courses one at a time. Okay, so this is a big tie-up. And let's talk a little bit about transferability. This is an old student of ours that graduated a few years ago. Thank you, Alina. 4 years of ensembles and 4 years of lessons at the 4-year college, right? And we are the first 2 years. Let's look at transferability. Melissa, are you able to speak? I know you're at the Border Learning Conference.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Do you want to talk a little bit about our specific field of study courses?
Sure. So before I kind of jump into that, I was just going to comment a little bit on what we were just talking about as far as our core classes. So one of the other things that we often see with students who want to obviously take too many of the core is that when they transfer, sometimes they take a course that it doesn't fall under the degree plan as well. And so then they used up, extra credits that they normally would not need when they transfer into the music program there at UTEP. So that's why we have a specific layout for what courses we want students to take while they are here with us at EPCC. That way, it helps them in the long run when they do transfer, then they can be full time, and then obviously financially purposes helps them a lot more as well. Okay, so as far as our field of study courses, so we offer music theory 1 through 4, and what that is the background of music, building chords and being able to identify keys and pitches, the fundamentals of what makes music. And we offer theory 1 through 4, and those are equivalent to theories 1 through 4 over at UTEP. With that, it is a co-requisite with our sight singing and ear training 1 through 4. So they go hand in hand. So whatever you are learning in your music theory, that's being reiterated in your sight singing and ear training courses. Those are also equivalent to the sight singing and ear trainings 1 through 4 at UTEP. And then obviously, because we are musicians, we need to have the basic fundamentals of learning how to play music on a keyboard instrument. So we offer piano class 1 and 2. Piano class 1 is the basic, identifying notes on the keyboard, being able to build chords, and then being able to play simple pieces. And then class piano 2 goes into a little bit more of the intricate stuff, which is, going through all major and minor scales, longer pieces, fingering, more intricate fingering when you're actually playing more intricate sheet music or pieces in general. And then here with EPCC, since we are the 2-year equivalent, we offer what is called applied lessons. And applied lessons is basically individual lessons on your specified instrument, whether that be voice. And if you are a voice student and want to learn how to sing, whether that's classical music or theater, you would come and basically take your lessons with me. If you're a complete beginner and this is your first time being introduced to music in general, then you would hop into our 30-minute lesson. So we have a 30-minute for very beginners that are barely learning how to read music. And then we have the 1-hour lessons, or the 50 minutes. I think all of us end up going over the 15 minutes just because we never seem to have enough time. But our 50-minute lessons is basically our a little bit more advanced students, and it's 4 semesters. And we basically cover anything from, like in my voice class, diction and obviously rhythm, technique stuff, intonation. And then they also work towards performing their pieces that they're learning in their private instruction in recitals. So we do have recitals that they are required to perform in every semester. And then, of course, we do have applied lessons in every instrument as well.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much for that. And I want to allot enough time for our other disciplines on here. So this is a different breakdown of our degree plan, which we've already talked about. Really quick, before we go, we in the music department, we actually offer 2 types of lessons. And I think Melissa may have touched on that, which was we offer MUAP 1100 courses and MUAP 1200. We offer 30-minute lessons, which is the 1100 level, and the hour-long, which is the 1200. If you're a non-music major, if you're some other major like engineering, nursing, and you want to take lessons on an instrument like cello or voice, we encourage you to do that. There's the nice little 30-minute lesson, which does not require the departmental recital. It lacks basically a lot of the requirements of, for example, the 1200 level, which is supposed to be the freshman level for music majors. So there's that. And then also just a brief mention, and this is a recent picture, by the way, of Dr. Grola and her student that did very well at the NATS competition with Dr. Mesa there as well. So if you are a current student at EPCC and you want to change your major from something else to music, Usually a lot of those students have already taken their basics. So again, they're going to be part-time status. Okay, so if that's, hasn't occurred to you, a lot of times other majors, because they're not an inverted degree plan, they are going to take the majority of their core. Lastly, I'll just say that we offer courses as well in commercial music, or MUSC 1331 MIDI 1 and our MUSC 2355 MIDI 2 are offered, and you can take them. Anyone can take them as an elective. It is a 3-credit-hour course with Billy Towns, and it's a wonderful course. Everybody loves taking it. You basically get to create your own music, and you don't have to learn, you don't have to know how to write music to take that course. Lastly, I just want to mention what a terrific program we have. We have fantastic instructors. The enrollment, the price of classes is literally about half of what it costs to go to UTEP. And if you ever would like to be advised, please contact us directly in the music program. And this is student success. You can see all of our fabulous students performing at different semesters throughout those pictures. So please feel free to contact us. Again, my name is Yasmin Flores, and I'm joined by my colleagues, Dr. Alina Vasquez and Dr. Melissa Garola. And you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And now I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Frank Rimbach.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Flores, Yasmin. It's nice to be here.
Of course.
I'm Frank Rimbach, and I'm part of the art program at EPCC. We have 5 campuses, Valle Verde being probably the main campus that has most of the studio classes, followed by Trans Mountain, which has a very enriched program as well. Photography, painting, drawing, design, printmaking, sculpture, 2D, ceramics, and they're trying to develop, hopefully in the fall, a animation program that's going to come online very, very soon to help with the desire of students to go into that industry. Like Yasmin was saying, we're very affordable, and I think it's also important to get some counseling as well as going online or contacting one of the art instructors about the degree plan. We teach in a studio associate's degree, and it's obviously, if I'm on my cell phone because I'm at a conference, but if you drag your finger, you can blow up the cell phone. It's a very prescribed program in terms of what you need to take to get the associate's degree, and all of those credits will transfer to any college in Texas, and most of the colleges, I think, in New Mexico State and other places. I think a key for me when I got my associates is that it's a complete degree and there's no confusion. Sometimes you don't finish all those credits in the same fashion. You're piecing them together, and there may be repeats you have to take when you transfer to another university. The program definitely is going to start with design, drawing 1, drawing 2, and similar to the music program, but not quite. You do have to take things concurrently. You can't take drawing 2 before you take drawing 1, nor are you able to take drawing 1 and 2 at the same semester. So you have to kind of break up the scheduling in order to get the complete experience, because everything kind of rests and lies in terms of a forward motion of the knowledge that you're going to need to have. Art appreciation is also a requirement, along with the art histories. And I believe there's 1 or 2 electives you get to take outside within the art program, which is going to give you a flavor for the direction of the discipline that you're going to want to study when you go to New Mexico State, or you go to UTEP or Texas Tech, or wherever you're going to finish the bachelor's degree. Our program is foundational, but there is a lot of personal expression and experience that is afforded within those foundational ideas. And on the screen, that's what I'm looking at: printmaking, which is this point is taught at Valle Verde, painting 1 and 2, design, metals, I forgot to say metals, drawing 1 and 2, photography, life drawing, ceramics, and sculpture. So it's a very encompassing program. I do believe it's a traditional program, and I think that's important. If you're going to transfer to an art school like the California Institute of the Arts or any Laguna School of Art and Design or RISD, you will have to take these foundational classes no matter what. You have to be able to draw from life. It's a required experience in the fine arts, and you have to take Design 1 and Design 2 for the understanding of the principles of color, of form, of shape, and everything else. So these are going to be requirements. They're going to be invaluable. Do you need this class? No. Okay. Thanks, man. I would definitely go online because all this information that we're showing you right now is available online, and then augmenting it with a conversation with either an instructor or a conversation with me, Frank Rimbach, or anybody in the arts program. Again, everything transfers to a four-year college in state of Texas, and I'm trying to think of what else I can cover. I think we got a great program. We have a lot of dynamic instructors. Some of them teach different styles, different methodologies. What else can I say? There's a shot of the screen. Professor Aguilar, Cleopatra Alvarado, Eva Flynn, Zoe Spiliotis, Marco Sanchez, who's a dynamite printmaker, is somebody you would want to study with. I would want to study with. Brock Morrow, who's going to in fantastic sculpture and photography instructor as well as drawing, and he's developing an animation program as we speak. And Lisa Miller, if you're at Trans Mountain, she teaches photography, Design 1, Design 2, Drawing 1 and Drawing 2, and I believe painting is taught over there as well. And not to leave out Isadora Stowe, who is also teaching at the Valle Verde campus. I think we got a great program, and we have Dr. Flores said at the beginning, instructors who have studied all over the United States at different places, and many of the instructors are showing at museums and professionally around the area. Let's see, do you have any questions? Have I covered everything that I can think of? For advising, of course, Cirilla Aguilar is a person to call, but you can find any of these instructors on the line, on the internet, and shoot them an email or a phone call, and they'd be very happy to either meet with you or have a conversation about what the requirements are or what the program can do for you. I'm also part of the art club at this point, which is being run through the Rio Grande campus, and that is doing a lot of stuff of community and inter-campus work to exploring arts on campus in terms of painting and drawing. My name is Frank Rimbach. Don't hesitate to give me an email, frimbach@epcc.edu. I think, Dr. Flores, that's all I got.
Thank you, Frank. I really appreciate you coming on and doing this. All of these folks came on this week. I asked them, and so I really appreciate it. Okay, so now our next group, our next department is the dance department. And so today we have Alexis Anderson Chavez from dance, who is here to present on the department's behalf. Alexis.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, my voice is very raspy. It's spring semester, so yay, the raspy allergies. My name is Alexis Anderson Chavez, and I'm here for dance. So I'm here just to talk about a little bit about our dance degree plan, how that transfers to a BFA and or a BA program, and what you can do with the dance degree. So again, a little bit about me. I'm Alexis Anderson Chavez. I received my BFA and MFA from Sam Houston State University, and currently I'm receiving my degree at UTEP, my doctoral degree in Educational Leadership and Administration. So our department. So with our department, we try to focus on our dancers taking 12 credit hours, we try to balance a lot of their core credits with their dance credits, but it's really crucial for them to dance every semester because inside the AA degree, they're not fully dancing as much as they should be with the BFA. So we do recommend our students um, dancing every semester. So when they go to the BFA, they have the stamina. And that's always the big one is the stamina. So when in our courses, they are training in the courses um, 2 to 3 times a week in ballet or modern or jazz, and on top of their choreography or improvisational compositions or their performance classes. And so when they transfer those credits into the BFA, in the BFA program, they're going to be doing those classes more often. So in the BFA, they're going to be doing ballet an hour and a half, 4 times a week, jazz an hour and a half, 4 times a week, and modern an hour and a half, 4 times a week, which is very overwhelming on the body. So stamina is the big thing that we try to have our dancers gain inside of EPCC, as well as working with their artistry. And of course, these are some courses that we recommend. A few of our science courses that we recommend, we try to recommend the science courses that relates with dance. Also, some of the public speaking courses that relate with dance. So we try to do things that relate with being a freelance dancer or choreographer. And so, careers in dance, of course, it could be a freelance dancer, a performer, a dance instructor, be a dance company member, also a rehearsal director, own your own dance studio, which a lot of the dance studio owners in El Paso are EPCC dance students. You can be a dance teacher in the school district, an arts administrator, have your own nonprofit organization or work for a nonprofit, a dance movement therapist instructor, or a dance professor like me. And actually, our guest artist in our show has recently, who was a past EPCC dance student, has recently been accepted to Rutgers University for their master's program in dance movement therapy. So, woohoo, we're so proud of her. And so I love that um there's this little saying right here. I love this saying because I value so much in what we do in the arts. I believe that they're life lessons. And so in specifically, for example, in dance, when a student is trying to get this one step, and I love having non-majors coming into my dance appreciation course and learning dance steps, and they're just like, this is so difficult. And the beauty about it, you get to do it again. And well, what's with doing it again? Guess what? You get to do it again. Well, do it again, again, again. Here's the beauty about again. You split again, it's a gain to do it again. And so those beautiful life lessons are inside of these dance courses and all my arts friends and their disciplines that I love so much seeing people grow inside of these courses like dance appreciation and like my dance students that I see their growth from the beginning all the way to the end, not just as artists, but just as human beings. So I do love this quote. I think this is such a beautiful quote. And so this is our these are all our instructors that work in the dance department. Our amazing instructors. A few of them work at specifically at Valle Verde. Some work at Valle Verde and Trans Mountain. Some are at Northwest, and then now we expanded to the Rio Grande campus. Woohoo! So I'm super excited that our dance department is expanding, which is an amazing thing to expand, and it's awesome that we're expanding. And there's such an amazing team. We all have different expertise, we all have different experiences, We all come from different regions in America and have different views of the dance career. So it's so exciting having different dancers and dance instructors that have different dance expertise. And again, this is what we recommend our students to do. Specifically, our sophomore classes that are very, very strategic is our improvisation, our dance composition. We are very strict about how our dance composition is laid out because our dance composition is, it does mimic the BFA program. And so our dance composition, improvisation is a prereq for our dance composition for choreography. And that's the course where we have our students create a thesis. So they are creating their own choreographic thesis, whether they choose to take to the BFA and build on that idea, or they can completely scratch in their senior thesis and start over. But they're getting a piece of their senior thesis that they do at every single BFA program, which they do have to create a senior thesis. And so they get to get a little bit of a taste inside of it at our community college. And recently, last year, we had a student attend to the Gus Giordano Intensive on a full ride scholarship, which we're super proud of. Gus Giordano, he is in dance history books. He's the creator of jazz dance technique. And so it's so lovely that we have a student receive a full scholarship out of 25 students in the whole nation. He was one to receive a full ride to the scholarship in Chicago, and he attended that 3-week intensive, trained with other students of University of Alabama, Florida State University, Arizona State University, University of Utah. And so our EPCC student got to train with them and did an amazing job. And we heard great things about him. And so we're super proud of him. And we're super proud that he made EPCC proud. And again, thank you so much. I hope I covered everything. Please come to our concert April 20th and 21st. We do have EPCC alums that are guest artists in our concerts. And so please come to our concert. Please support the arts. This is my information. And thank you so much for allowing me to speak about dance.
Thank you, Alexis. That was fantastic. Bravo. Our last department that's here with us today, and then we can take some questions from you all. It's Ted Carber from our theater program. Ted?
Hello, Yasmin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem.
I'm here to talk about theater at EPCC. Our program is a 2-part program. We have a program in performance and a program in technical theater. So both of those are offered as foundational courses at EPCC. Our degree plan, as you see on the screen now, indicates what we consider to be the sequence in which classes should be taken in order to get an AA in theater at EPCC. One of the things that students need to recognize when they sign up for a theater degree is that they're going to be learning something about technical theater, even if they want to be an actor, or they're going to have to be in an acting class, even if they want to be in technical theater. Because one of the ideas behind a degree in theater, whether you're at EPCC or you're anywhere else, is predominantly that you should have a working knowledge of all of the craft, not just part of it. So you should understand how the lighting system works, not just be able to stand in front of the light and act. So here at the college, we recommend that you start off your first semester with Acting 1 and taking theater appreciation. Then we recommend you take Acting 2 the next semester, and then you begin your theater practicum work. Theater practicum work is work where you get to work backstage or on stage behind the scenes, building scenery, hanging lighting, making sound effects, building properties, all of those technical aspects that are part of theater. Then you have a summer course which doesn't involve theater classes necessarily, but can certainly involve work on the stage in our summer production. The next we get into Stagecraft 1, which is your formal training in backstage work, your Practicum 2, and then of course you're going to have to take Stagecraft 2 and Theater Practicum 3 the last semester. So you will have had some foundational experience in both acting and in technical theater when you get through this program. The classes that we offer include Theater Appreciation, which is our basic survey class. You study a little bit about all of the crafts of theater if you take Theater Appreciation. It, along with other classes, will transfer to the UTEP program. You learn a little bit about acting, directing, design, technical theater, playwriting, the history of theater, and how to write a play, how to produce a play, things like that. Stagecraft 1 and 2, which is taught by Dom Pagano out at Trans Mountain. You study all the aspects of backstage theatrical jobs. One of the things I always tell students is if you're looking for employment in theater and you want to be an actor, you get my undying appreciation. If you want to have an active source of employment, if you study technical theater, you can probably get a job right out of college because technical theater is very employable. If you can sew costumes or do makeup or build a set or hang lights or run sound, you can get a job quite easily. The theater practicum classes are attached to the stagecraft classes. Those are the practical classes that give you hands-on experience in the backstage work. So while you study the different kinds of scenery and how they're constructed, you get to build scenery for productions here at the college. You get to help either create or buy costumes for shows, build properties, all those technical aspects that are so incredibly important for theatrical production. Acting 1 and 2 gives you all of the foundational information about the craft of acting. At EPCC, we focus on the Stanislavski system, which is the basis of all acting study. And you are taught all of the qualities or aspects of Stanislavski, and you're taught how to use them on the stage. You're not just taught them in theory, but you're expected to use them in practice. You do lots and lots of scene work in Acting 1 and Acting 2. You do different kinds of scenes. You work with different partners. You work in different configurations. Sometimes you do duet scenes. Sometimes you'll do a scene with the entire class. Sometimes we work on readers' theater. It just depends on where we are and how far advanced we are in the class. And then finally, we offer a script analysis class, which goes hand in hand with the acting classes we offer. And it's highly recommended that you take the script analysis class. It does transfer to the UTEP degree plan, and it is extremely valuable for actors, directors, playwrights, and producers to understand how plays are put together, what goes into the writing of a play, the different time frames, the different qualities of dramaturgy, all of those things are discussed in script analysis. We are hoping that in the fall of 2023, our Theater History 1 class will be ready to be offered, and that we'll be able to offer that to students for the fall. So we are working on that currently, and we're hoping that'll be available soon. We have open auditions for all of our productions here at the college. You can find out when or where by getting onto Facebook. The forum at EPCC is our Facebook page, and we post our audition notices there. They're also posted on the My EPCC page, and frequently we have the help of people such as Marina Monsispais at State of the Art, and she frequently advertises our auditions as well. So just because you're not a student doesn't mean you can't come and partake in our productions. But we do, of course, reserve the right to cast students in productions because we're trying to give them an education in theater. Transferring to UTEP, the following courses all transfer to their program: Theater Appreciation, Acting 1 and or 2, Stagecraft 1, Practicum 1 or 2 or 3, and Script Analysis. Those classes will all transfer to UTEP. We have an active EPCC theater club here on campus. We have regular meetings every other week. We do fundraisers, and we do fun social events as well. If you're interested in that, all you have to do is send me an email or reach out to me by phone. My extension is 3205. We have two venues for performance at EPCC. Our main venue for performance is at Trans Mountain at the Forum Theater. We do all of our main stage shows there, and we try to do larger shows there. Next summer, we'll be doing a musical. We haven't done one for a couple of years, so next summer we're going to invest in a musical. But we generally do what we call straight shows, which are shows that don't have musical accompaniment with them, and we do those out as part of our main season out at the Forum Theater. We do have a small black box theater at Valle Verde, which we use occasionally. We try to do more experimental shows there, and we try to give students an experience of doing shows in a black box setting, which means that performers are much closer to an audience, and they have to adjust their performance style to being right in front of an audience member. If you're interested in either studying performance or technical theater here at EPCC, you can contact me. I'm Ted Carber, 915-831-3205, or you can reach me by email at tcarberj@epcc.edu. Or if you're specifically interested in technical theater and would like to learn more, you can contact Don Pagano at Trans Mountain. His number is 915-831-5163. Or you can reach him at dpagano@epcc.edu. Thanks so much, and we appreciate your interest in EPCC Theater.
Thank you, Ted, and thank you, Frank and Alexis, and of course my two colleagues in music, Dr. Lena Vasquez and Dr. Melissa Garola. We can take questions now. I don't know if Frank is still on the line, but I know Alexis and Ted are. I can try my best to answer any questions you might have about art. Does anyone have anything? Let's take a look at our audience here. Does anybody have any questions? I'm looking at our participants. We just have a few of you here, but yeah, if there's no questions, you know where to find all of us. All of the arts programs are generally located at Valle Verde, with the exception of course, theater really does both. They do Valle Verde and Trans Mountain, and we also have a faculty member at TM. Yes, of course, Della Truman, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And Gemma Salazar is sending out today's Tejano passport code. So if you would like to get your medal that you can wear at graduation, that would be terrific. So go ahead and click on that link, and that way you can go ahead and add that to your list of things. And it looks like Patricia has added a list of the Tejano virtual events. And let's see here, we are in the month of March. So the next one is April 14th. Is that right, Patricia?
Yes, ma'am. So next week we have Cesar Chavez holiday. It's an institutional holiday, so we'll not be doing Tejano virtual events, as well as the following Friday will also be an institutional holiday. So Tejano virtual events won't be back until April 14th. But we'd like to take a minute to thank you all for presenting here today and for joining us today. And we hope you have a wonderful weekend and happy holidays.